Hey horror fans, thanks for joining me for this review of Dark Light. So, yeah, ignore the woman behind me at the door. Hopefully she doesn't open it. Anyway, as usual, cast and crew information down below. And let's see what IMDb has to say about this movie. A woman returns to her family home and discovers it to be inhabited by monsters. Ooh, I don't know if that's what's behind this door back here, but let's hope she keeps it closed. Anyway, so I just the other night we were searching, turned on Netflix, and I guess, where they have down below, popular movies, things I guess everybody's watching. It said Dark Light. And I said, I don't know what the hell that is. It's up here, and I said, okay, let's give it a try. So we hit play and let it go. So, really had no clue about this movie, anything about it, except that apparently a lot of people had been watching it on Netflix, or Netflix wanted me to see it for whatever reason. Anyway, so the story here, and I guess the story overall here, is this pretty standard horror-wise, I would say. If you've watched horror movies, everything kind of sets up in this movie as you would expect, and as far as events kind of roll out. So yeah, it's about centered on a woman here, and she's in the home. She's in the home with her young daughter, and actually, to kind of start, it starts off. It's one of those movies that kind of start off with a scene and then goes to another time, and then later you find out what happens in that scene. So I guess, it does get off to a little bit of a quick start. You see her running around the house. She's got a gun. She's searching for her daughter. You see her daughter running in a different room, and you're kind of wondering, what is going on here, because they almost make it seem like she's chasing her daughter. You're not sure if her daughter's scared of her. So you don't really know what is happening here, and then the scene comes to an end, and you're like, okay, and then it flashes back to a more normal time, and you kind of get the introduction of the woman and her daughter and her father. I don't remember if they were still together or divorced or whatever, but at least you do get introduced to the girl's father. But I believe she's there mostly with the mom. So this is a house, and I guess it's a smaller town or out in the middle of nowhere. This particular house is a little more isolated, so it's out there. So again, horror-wise, not much is good is gonna happen to a house that's isolated out in the middle of nowhere, and so things start to unfold, and you're wondering whether the woman is a little bit crazy or not. At night, she seems to be seeing things or hearing things, and every once in a while you'll see something flash behind her, almost looking like somebody's running in the dark. And before you know it, the movie makes it through those typical scenes there where they kind of gotta drop hints about what is going on, and then eventually they take you to the scene, back to the scene of the opening, and you see what happens there, and this sets up for what's going to come down for the rest of the movie. So with that, what I'm going to say here is that it's not a ghost, it's not supernatural. It's, as the plot says, it's a monster, and what I really, I like I said, I don't know anything about this movie. I don't know who put it together, where it comes from, whatever. Sometimes a little more informed about that kind of thing, but in this one was complete blank for me. I have no idea. So I'm going to make an assumption here and make an assumption that the people who put this together had an idea for a creature and wanted to do that creature and then built the story around the creature. And I will say, that wasn't a bad idea here. And, sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you have a really cool creature, but a really terrible story behind it. But then other times you have a really good story and a really crappy creature, or you don't show your creature in the right way. So there's a lot of different things that can happen there. But as far as this one, I really thought the creature was cool. In a way, maybe one of the reasons why I kind of say that maybe they came up with a cool creature and then built a story around it is because I like the creature. Like I said, the story around it is kind of standard horror-wise, as far as the setup and then, how it begins and then it's how it sets up and then kind of how it rolls towards the end there. And you have a mom and she wants her daughter back and so forth. So, lots of typical things happening here. I guess the real uniqueness and differentness in this movie is all about the creature and what it does and so forth. And I don't think I'm spoiling anything in saying that the creature is the one who basically takes the girl. I don't want to say too much about the creature and so forth. I might have spoiled it by telling you there's a creature, but I guess, reading it off the top, there's monsters involved. Because I really didn't know what, like I said, I didn't even read the plot. I know that's on Netflix. I didn't read it. I just basically hit play and let it go. So I apologize if I spoiled it by telling you there's a creature. But I'm not going to tell you any of the details of the creature. I'll leave that for you to see. You can tell me whether you thought it was cool or you thought it was lame. If you hated it, you liked it, whatever. I thought it was pretty cool and kind of makes sense for what they do and what they set up. And you'll see then why the creature takes the girl. And then, once that happens, that kind of takes you back to the beginning scene. And then you kind of have to roll with, the mom goes through a few things in order to get her daughter back. And, one of the things they throw in there is that she had a past history, or her mom had a past history. I don't remember what it was exactly, but, so as she stumbles onto different people and telling her that something's going on here or whatever, of course they're not going to believe her and so forth. Again, I don't want to get into too many details because I don't want to give away, I already kind of give away the creature, but I don't want to give away, what else is happening here with the creature and so forth. Why it's so popular on Netflix, I'm not sure. Maybe it is the creature. Maybe people are liking the creature. That's really my only guess. And, I kind of doing this review because it's a different movie. I like sometimes pick up a movie that's out of nowhere. I've done some movies that everybody's well familiar with, or maybe more people are well familiar with it than it's just me that's not familiar with this one. I don't know. That can happen. But again, I guess, as usual, I'm a broken record here. But to me, it really just boils down to the creature. You like the creature, I think you can put up with the movie. If you don't like the creature, the movie might be a tough watch for you. But again, here, I liked everything. And I like that they did what they do there also with the creature is, they don't waste too much time. I know, lots of movies build to much later in the film to their reveal of the creature, what's going on, or maybe they'll give you, a little bit, maybe they'll show an arm or you'll hear a sound and so forth or whatever, and they'll build on that as they go along. This one doesn't waste too much time. Gives you a pretty good reveal of the monster and what's going on here. Then it kind of goes away, and then you have to sit through a little bit of the mom and how she's gonna figure out how she's gonna get her daughter back. But then I think you get another good dose of the monster. So they don't hide the monster. You get to see what it's doing and so forth. And I thought they did a good job. good job with, you know, not only creating the monster, but then how they show the monster, and you get to see it in full effect there. You know, that is my guess to why this movie is popular, or at least why people turned it on Netflix. You know, again, I don't want to say too much about, you know, what else is happening here, and what else is happening with the creature. I'll let you guys see that and see whether you like that or not. I guess, you know, one little odd thing that does happen in the movie is the very final scene, and I don't know if it was because it was on Netflix, or maybe they just screwed it up, or maybe I just, the way I saw it, or I don't know what, but the very final, I guess, clip or shot of the movie seems very rushed. Like you know, it's like one of those endings where they kind of like want to drop one little surprise at you, or something like that, and they do it, but then it cuts. Like it's very fast. It almost doesn't give you that chance to take it in and be like, oh, okay, or whatever. Like, it happens and then it's over. Like, credits are rolling, they push that picture away, and credits are rolling. And then, you know, I know Netflix sometimes when it comes to the end of a movie, you know, starts rolling the credits, and then bam, they're on. They want you to watch whatever the hell is next they want you to watch. So I don't know if that was happening there, or maybe it was just a trick on my eyes or whatever, but I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird, because as soon as I was like about to take that in, it just seemed like it was over. I'm like, okay. Again, I don't know if that was just me or something, but that's something I noticed. Maybe it'll be different for you, but anyway, I'm gonna say, you know, 2.5 pools of blood for this one. You know, maybe if I was judging it just on the creature, I'd probably give it a little bit more, but, you know, I have to take everything considered. Consider everything that happens here, and I think, you know, the story overall was you know, kind of just typical. You know, acting wasn't bad. You know, I guess, you know, the originality is the creature, and I guess, you know, the non-standard was, you know, some of the things that were incorporated or happened because of the creature, but I think everything else in the movie was pretty standard otherwise. You know, and that's not a bad thing. You know, it's just, you know, just makes it just another creature feature movie here. But I think it's, you know, at least worth viewing to check out the monster. I thought he was pretty cool. But anyway, again, 2.5 pools of blood. This one I saw again on Netflix, so I don't know how long it'll be on there. But if you catch this anytime soon, you can probably catch the movie on Netflix. So with that sort of for this one, as always, horrorgory-reviews.blogspot.com. Catch more reviews, written reviews as well. Subscribe to the channel if you want more video reviews. I thank you, of course, for your time and checking out this review and any of the other ones, and feel free to comment down below on the review or the movie or so forth. And I guess that's it, and I guess I'll let her open the door now, and I will run while she does that, and I will catch you guys later.